What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You know who it is by now,
Jimothy.
Now, ladies and gents, it has been a while since I've done an IRL deck profile for you guys, but we are back and back with Plunder Patrols. Now, yes, I am late to the party. The hype with Plunder Patrols has come and kind of gone. However, I do think it is a very interesting deck, and it's something that I've been messing about kind of in secret and just kind of like play testing it in the background. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into the profile. So starting us off, we have 3 Whitebeard, the Plunder Patrol helm. He's probably one of the best, if not the best, Plunder Patrol monster. Gets your plays going, allows you to special summon straight from the deck, and allows you to just start your plays off. So definitely a 3 of. And like with most of these Plunder Patrols cards, you do need to run 3 of them because we are light on names. The next one, or the next best one in the deck, in my opinion, is Redbeard, the Plunder Patrol matey. He basically allows you to, when he's sent to the graveyard, allows him to equip himself to a Plunder Patrol card that is on the field. So can be very useful depending on how you decide to play this deck, and definitely a 3 of in my opinion. Next up, probably the next best, is Triple Golden Hair, the newest Plunder Patrol. Tuna, do keep that in mind, ladies and gents, because there is a play that I'm going to show you guys towards the end of the video that you can do with some of the tuners that you have. But Golden Hair, definitely a 3 of. You can pitch her to the graveyard using her own effect and being able to special summon her from a graveyard by pitching a card. You do lock yourselves into Plunder Patrol, so that is something that you need to bear in mind. But like I said, ladies and gents, you do want to see Plunder Patrol cards in your hand, especially with some of the effects that require you to discard and have cards in the graveyard. It's definitely a good idea to max out on all the Plunder Patrols. So 3 Golden Hair. And last but not least, we have probably the least most impressive, but one that I find very useful, Bluebeard, the Plunder Patrol Shipwright. So basically, he is a free special summon if you control a Plunder Patrol monster, which is highly likely. And the fact that he is level 4 and you've got 2 tuners that are level 4 just makes some easy rank 8 synchros, being able to just basically pop off and just do your thing. So definitely a 3 of. Again, you want to see Plunder Patrol cards in your hand to be able to like activate their effects. Next, for the one extender that I'm playing in the deck, and that is Silent Angler. Free special summon if you control a water monster. You do lock yourself out from special summoning from the hand for the rest of the turn, so that's something that you do need to bear in mind. But he's a level 4, he's an easy special summon, allows you to go into various extra deck plays, which I will show you towards the end of the video. So definitely a 3 of for an extender. And then next up for the hand traps, ladies and gents, again, hand traps is up to preference. This could literally be anything. In this instance, mainly because I can't find where my Ash Blossoms are, I've gone for Triple Ghost Bout and Haunted Mansion. Very useful in this format with so many graveyard reliant strategies running around, and being able to just shut them off and stop them from doing stuff is definitely a plus. So Triple Ghost Bout and Haunted Mansion. And I'm also running Triple Effect Veiler. Again, this could be Infinite Impermanence, this could be Forbidden Chalice, which is a very good card, might I add, ladies and gents, and something that you should consider putting into your deck regardless, or at least your side deck. But I'm running Triple Veiler. Again, it could be anything you want. These are just the 6 hand traps I've done by choice. Next up, we are going on to the spells, and we are playing our pseudo copy as well as our 3 regular copies of Plunder Patrol Shipyard. This card allows you to OTK. It's absolutely crazy. Being able to search a Plunder Patrol monster by pitching a card from your hand to the graveyard, and giving each of your Plunder Patrol monsters like 500 attack. For each Plunder Patrol card in your spell and trap zone, it's just absolutely crazy. You can smack over a load of things. Definitely a powerful card, definitely a 3 of. Also, if you didn't know, if this card's in the graveyard, you can actually bounce one of your Plunder Patrol cards that's in the spell and trap zone back to your hand to add this card back to your hand, set this card back to the field basically. So unless somebody Cosmic Cyclones it, it just recurs itself, which is really good. We play 3 copies. Again, we do need to see Plunder Patrol cards in our hand. Next, I am playing Triple Emblem of the Plunder Patrol. very useful, allows you to equip it to a monster and allows your restricts your opponent from targeting the equipped monster. You can also send it to the graveyard and get various effects off. Definitely a 3 of. Very, very powerful card. I do like this card, playing it at 3. Next, we are playing one Plunder Patrol Ship Shape Shipping. Now, I actually ordered 2 more of these. This allows you to equip one of your emblem of the Plunder Patrol from your deck. So it's basically a fusion spell, Ship Shape Shipping is, and it can fuse into hard make one of your extra deck monsters and being able to obviously activate some of your Plunder Patrol monsters. But whilst it's in the graveyard, you can banish it and equip a emblem of the Plunder Patrol straight from your deck. So very, very powerful card. I'm considering bumping this up to about 2 potentially, at least 1 more copy. I'm not too sure about 3, but as I said, I haven't really play tested it with any more than 1. But it has been working out. I mean, if you don't see it, it's fine. You still can go into your fusion monster, but it's just a nice novel little option to be able to equip your emblem of the Plunder Patrol straight from deck, as well as thin out your deck to be able to draw into more hand traps should you need them. Next, for some more generic support, I am running 2 Salvage. Salvage is a fantastic card. The amount of times I've just burnt through some resources and I've managed to have Salvage in hand and get back 2 monsters straight from a graveyard is just absolutely crazy. Very, very powerful card. Again, 3 is a bit much in my opinion, but you can potentially play 3 because, get rid of this, we are running double Pot of Desires. I do have the 3rd Pot of Desires. It is in the side deck, but I've opted to go for 2. Again, you can put the 3 in. I potentially would like to put something else in rather than Pot of Desires. I mean, most of the Plunder Patrol cards we play are at 3 anyway, so banishing a few of them won't be much of a problem. As long as you've got 1 of each in circulation, it's not really an issue. But I just don't like drawing into Desires, and I do think the cost is a little bit heavy, specifically as this draws a lot of attention, specifically Ashbait basically. So having 2, in my opinion, I don't miss the 3rd one. I see enough of my Plunder Patrol cards and it seems to be fine. So double Pot of Desires. Now I do like this deck. You can actually go 1st or 2nd with it. And for my cheeky one-offs, I've got 1 Called by the Grave and 1 Raigeki, just to blow out your opponent. I mean, it can go 2nd and OTK very, very easily. It clears boards super easy. It's crazy the way that it clears boards. But these are just nice little options. It is a 41 card deck, and by all means, ladies and gents, you can take this out and put anything else you would like in. I wish there was Called by the Grave was more than 1, but it is what it is. Next up, we are onto the trap. So probably the most powerful trap in the deck, Plunder Patrol Booty. So basically, you can change the attribute of one of your opponent monsters and special summon one of your Plunder Patrol monsters from your graveyard straight onto the field, which is just crazy because if you didn't know, a lot of the Plunder Patrol monsters have the ability to tag out, especially on your opponent's turn, and then basically tag into an extra deck monster and summon it straight onto the field and equip itself to the extra deck monster as an equip card, which is really, really cool. And Plunder Patrol Booty just facilitates that because we are missing a few attributes, which I will talk about when we get to the extra deck. So triple Plunder Patrol Beauty. Again, it's because we're playing Desires why I've got 3 of those in there. I potentially wouldn't play that many if I weren't playing Desires. And then next up, for some generic trap support, I have got Titanicider ×2 and 1 breakthrough skill. Now you might be thinking to yourself, why the H am I playing these cards? The main reason is because you need a discard for your field spell, and sometimes you need a discard for Golden Hair's effect. And having these cards, being able to discard them to the graveyard and still get some value out of them, specifically Titanicider, which just keeps coming back. And if you should get into a grind game, this can be very, very effective. But yeah, just having those graveyard options for these trap cards to be able to be discarded is just, I find it really useful, especially. And they will all do the similar thing by negating a monster's effect, which can be pivotal in a match. So 2 Titanicider and 1 breakthrough skill. Right, ladies and gents, onto the extra deck. Now, the extra deck is really interesting because these monsters can summon themselves out for what seems to be free. Now you do need to bear in mind, when you don't hard make these, you can't then summon them back from the graveyard because I haven't been correctly summoned. But Blackbeard is one of the ones that you should summon correctly at least once. It takes 2 monsters, including a Plunder Patrol monster, which is very, very effective because Golden Hair can specifically tag you straight into a Blackbeard, which gets your grind game rolling and your resource management rolling. It's really good. But yeah, he also allows you to draw a card once his effect resolves. So you can target an effect monster you control and special summon one Plunder Patrol monster from your extra deck with the same attribute as the monster your opponent controls. So comboing this with Plunder Patrol Booty means you can tag into probably one of your most powerful ones, which is Plunder Patrol List. So this is a light attribute, so should your opponent control a light attribute, you can tag out straight into this from your extra deck and then equip either the Whitebeard or the Bluebeard or even Blackbeard to the Plunder Patrol List, and it basically allows you to have a free monster negate. It does require you to discard a Plunder Patrol card, and that's why we try and max out on the number of Plunder Patrols. But it also can special summon a monster from the spell and trap card zone that's being treated as a spell or trap straight back onto the field, which is really, really powerful. And especially if it's a red or a white beard, you just get pluses basically, and you can do all of this on your opponent's turn, ladies and gents, which is fantastic. So 2 Plunder Patrol lists. Also running double Plunder Patrol Merc. So he basically banishes a card, and if he does so whilst it's equipped, you can actually add a Plunder Patrol spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So it's a nice little search all on your opponent's turn, and it is a quick effect if it's equipped with a monster. You can actually hard make this and it kind of protects your field for a bit, but definitely a 2-of, and I would actually double up on all of the Plunder Patrol ships. Double Plunder Patrol Bran. So Bran is more the aggressive one. It banishes a spell or trap, and it also boosts all your other Plunder Patrol monsters by 500. So if you've got this on field along with the field spell, you're getting, I don't even know, plus 1500 sometimes, plus 2000. So you get really, really big monsters that just can swing over everything. It's absolutely crazy. But that's it for the Plunder Patrols in the extra deck. For the rest of the support, I'm running 1 Salaman Great Almirage. This basically can be a 1-card Blackbeard if you've got Golden Hair. So Golden Hair, you can pitch one, then you can normal summon Golden Hair, link it off into Almirage because Golden Hair doesn't have any attack, which is less than 1000. And then you can use Golden Hair's graveyard effect to bring yourself back, and then you can link into Blackbeard. So definitely a 1-of. Also, we've got the 2 boys in the house. We've got Bahamut, Shark and Toad. All your Plunder Patrol monsters are level 4, ladies and gents. So you can make this whenever you are ready. Turn 1, turn 2. It's so easy to go into this, as well as being able to get 2 plunders on the field. So definitely Bahamut, Shark and Toad. Also running 1 Abyss Dweller. Graveyard effects are everywhere. If you do not see your Ghost Bow, and Ghost Bow only being once per turn, you do need some kind of other follow-up. So Abyss Dweller kind of fills that void. Again, you could change this out to whatever you want, ladies and gents. We are also running 1 Adamancipator Risen Dragite. This is a free negate, very easy to make, rank 8 generic water monster. You can easily make it with Whitebeard and Bluebeard, which is probably the most likely way you're going to make it. You can also make it with Golden Hair, who is a tuner as well, but you do lock yourself into plunders with Golden Hair, so you do need to be aware. But yeah, a Risen Dragite, nice negate, can set this up turn 1 and be able to just negate stuff. Now for some secret saucy spice, I'm running 1 White Aura Whale. So this card is interesting, and I'm going to show you a little bit of a combo towards the end of the video, including White Aura Whale. So it's got 2 effects. Once it's summoned, it can board wipe. If it gets destroyed by your opponent's card, you can banish a water monster from your graveyard, bring this back, and it becomes a tuner. Now the reason why it is interesting is because it combos very well with this guy right here, Geomath Mech Final Sigma. Now as long as you haven't locked yourself into plunders, you can go into him using your White Aura Whale, and this can also quite easily be game. You don't always need to use your extra monster zone, especially if you've got Blackbeard out already. You don't necessarily need to use it, but he can end games unaffected by card effects except math cards while in extra monster zone. And if it attacks into a monster, it does double damage, which is just absolutely crazy. So you can literally just sit there and just start swinging at stuff. So very powerful. So ladies and gents, what I thought I would do is add a little bit of another section towards my deck profiles. Now typically I do the deck profile and I leave it at that, but I've decided to start including some combos at the end of the deck profile just to give you guys an idea of how to play some of these decks that I'm using. So starting us off, we're going to go with the easy turn 1 play of just Golden Hair, and this basically allows you to go into your Plunder Patrol Blackbeard and be able to then start your plays. So what you want to do is you want to normal summon your Golden Hair, then you're going to link Golden Hair off into your Salamangreat Almirage. I'm just going to put it here so you guys can see. Then you're going to use Golden Hair's graveyard effect to pitch a card to the graveyard to special summon your Golden Hair back. Then you can link your Golden Hair and your Almirage off into your Blackbeard. Now you are locked into plunders, but Blackbeard allows you to play on your opponent's turn. So basically when your opponent does something and when you find out what they're actually using, you can actually target your own Blackbeard, tag Blackbeard out, put him into the spell and trap card zone, and then you can go into one of your extra deck monsters depending on which attribute your opponent controls. Typically you want to go into Liss if you can, mainly because Liss is a monster negate, and that's probably going to be the most relevant starting off. However, depending on whether your opponent's playing any kind of back row or anything, you can always tag into Brann or you can tag into Moak. So yeah, that's just a very simple turn 1 play. Okay ladies and gents, now going second, this is typically what I love to do with this deck, specifically if my opponent's invested into a lot of monsters on the board. So first and foremost, what I do is I will normal summon, well, you need these 2 cards basically. You need any Plunder Patrol Tuner and any kind of extender, and in this case I've gone for Golden Hair and I've also gone for Bluebeard. So what I like to do is normal summon the Golden Hair, then I'm going to special summon the Bluebeard, yeah, then straight away I'm going to use these 2 cards to synchro into White Aura Whale. Now when White Aura Whale hits the field, I'm going to obviously organize my chain link, so I'm going to go White Aura Whale chain link 1 and I'm going to go Bluebeard chain link 2. So Bluebeard should basically discard and then draw yourself a card. Now obviously your opponent can respond to Bluebeard, but White Aura Whale is insulated, and when this card is synchro summoned, it just blows up all your opponent's attack position monsters, which is just absolutely crazy. Now typically a lot of your opponents will try and play around Lightning Storm, so they'll put your monsters in defense, but it does give you a bit of a head start on clearing their board. And you've also got Golden Hair in the graveyard to then pop off with your plays, because then you could summon her back and then do whatever you need to, basically link into your Blackbeard or whatever. So ladies and gents, just 2 very simple plays just to get your game going. Now Plunder Patrols are a very technical deck because you kind of need to play around with what your opponent's doing and keep an eye on their attributes to be able to tag out into your relevant ships. But it's very interesting and something that I would advise you to do, especially if you want to understand the game better. But we have arrived at the end of another video. As always ladies and gents, if you did enjoy this content, you know what to do by now. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I will definitely see you guys on the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.